I'm Andrea Giles, and you're listening to the Heal from Infidelity podcast, episode number 192, What It Means to Be All In. Hello, and welcome to the Heal from Infidelity podcast, where courageous women learn not only to heal from their spouse's betrayal, but to become the boldest, truest, most decisive, and confident versions of themselves ever. If you know there's more for you than the life you're currently living, but don't quite know how to get there, you are in the right place. Stick around to learn how to create a life that will knock your own socks off. Is it possible? It is, and I'm here to show you how. I'm your host, Andrea Giles. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Heal from Infidelity. I recently got a question from one of you listeners asking about what it means to be all in. Going all in on your relationship was the context of the question. The irony in this, or serendipitous rather, is that every year I choose a word or a phrase or something that is meaningful to me that I direct myself back to as kind of the direction I want to go that year, something I really want to lean into. And my two words of the year are all in, all in. And this came about for me from areas where I see myself hold myself back, where I see myself sometimes going into an old way of thinking or an old pattern or an old way of viewing myself, things like that, and going, nope, this is where I go all in. This is the year where I bust through those things and face the fears that are keeping me from going all in, face them, hit them head on, and kind of come what may, and deal with the anxiety in me in going all in. Whatever fears come up, any of those things. And so I love this woman's question. So listener out there, thank you for your question. And what this has really sparked in me is something much deeper. And I'm going to just touch on it today. What it has sparked in me is something much deeper within myself and for all of you. And I hope that it's helpful to you. I want you to stick around this episode, because there's something I'm going to be sharing at the end that you'll want to hear about. First of all, I'll share one thing now. I recently, just last week, launched something new that I think you're going to really love. You're already here listening to my podcast. I decided to step things up a notch. There's so many times that I just want to talk to my people. I just want to share things with you, tell you in real time what I'm seeing, what I know, how I can help you, things to think about in real time when you're going about your life. And I have decided, and already did, I decided to create what's called a Telegram channel. And Telegram is a free app that you just download anywhere. And then you get a link to my particular Telegram channel once you purchase it. And you get audios every week from me, at least 2 audios a week, ongoing. It's a membership type thing where you pay a monthly fee, a low monthly fee, to be in there. You can cancel it whenever you want. And it's awesome. It's awesome. And I can tell you that the audios that I've already dropped in there are gold. They are straight from my heart. They are straight from what I see working and not working every day in my work with my clients. They are innovative and they are designed to help you now. They are designed to get you moving now. Like right now, go listen to it, take action from it, go change your life. Another thing about this particular channel is that I intentionally created it not just for people who have been betrayed, but for everyone involved, men, women, the one who was unfaithful, the one who was betrayed, everyone involved. I'm speaking to all sides here because everyone needs healing after infidelity. And hearing the views of both sides can really help us broaden our healing, to hear all of the nuances, to hear in more depth with more specific stories and examples and right on the ground with you. It can help everyone involved. Okay. So you'll see a link for that in the show notes. Again, it's $97 a month. You can cancel anytime. I'm telling you, it's already worth so much more than that. And I want to offer it to you at that price. Okay. So go get that. At the end of this, I'm going to tell you about another thing that I have going on that is directly related to this episode. But first, I want to get to it. Okay. So all in, what does it mean? Okay. First of all, there's some questions that I get around, I want to know if he's all in. All right. I want to know if he's all in. What does it mean for me to be all in? And often this is in relation to our actions with another person or their actions or inactions in relation to us, right? It's very valid. It's a very thing to want to know. But what I've been thinking about and what I want to share here is something that is much more important. Are you all in? Not on the relationship, not on him, on you. Okay, are you all in on you? And that's what this is actually going to be about today. I know that the question might be, well, how do I know if he's all in and how do I be all in? And I can do some future work around this. But today, we can't be all in on anyone or anything and really truly say that we're giving it our all until we are all in on ourselves. I want you to think about a time in your life where you gave everything you had, where you were fully committed to something and gave it everything you had. A goal, a project, something that you knew mattered to you, something that you really, really cared about, where you would not stop. I can give an example of this for me. My first full year of coaching, I was invited to work for another coaching team while I was building my own practice and was tasked with getting 50 people into this program that was several $1,000s. And I had a short window of time to do this. And it was a program that I had been through that I totally believed in. And I was going to hit that goal. And so I did everything that I knew how to do, everything, like all the time. I'm like, okay, what else? What else? What else can I do? How else can I let people know the value of this? What else? What else? What else? And ultimately, I sold 51 spots. That's a time in my life that I know that I gave it everything I had. I was all in. I was super uncomfortable because I was pushing myself in a way that I never had before. In that regard, with selling, with really talking about this program, with really sticking my neck on the line. You have examples of this too, of times that you were all in, where you gave it everything you had, where you can say, I left everything on the table there. I gave it all up. And why that matters so much is because when we are saying we're all in, there's a commitment to when you have moments of frustration, when you have moments of fear, when you have moments of doubt, when you have moments of, I don't know if I can do this, you're committing to coming back around, that you're committing to staying with it, sticking with it. Like I'm not abandoning myself or whatever it is that you're committing to. And in this context, we're going to talk about being all in with yourself. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and dive in. All right. So most of us, especially those who have experienced betrayal, have learned that love sometimes means staying quiet, pleasing, accommodating, waiting till everyone else is settled or doing well before tending to ourselves. Sometimes there's a buildup and then kind of a there she blows, there he blows, where there's like a release, where you think you're telling the truth, where you think you're doing this good thing by finally sharing how you feel. But there's been such a buildup that the way that we share sometimes is often not received the way we want it to be received. Every time you override what you feel or what you want or what you know, you're actually not keeping the peace. You're losing your peace. You're actually taking it from you. Every time you override that, every time you kind of sit back and go, I don't know. I do feel this way, but I'm going to just hold back and keep it to myself. And I can deal with it. I can be strong. And we let turmoil or things that could be resolved or that could be lessened by getting them outside of our body, by talking, by sharing, by expressing, by owning. We turn that internally, we internalize it and let that turmoil live within us. And often what this does is it creates all kinds of havoc inside our bodies because it's just like hanging out there with no way to get out, okay? And ironically, the more you abandon yourself, the more unstable the relationship becomes. So sometimes we want to reverse this and go, okay, I'm all in. I'm going to be all in. I'm going to be committed. I'm here. We're going to figure this out. But if this is coming from a shaky place within yourself, there's nothing that you can do to actually be all in, because there's not enough solid with you to be able to stand up to actually be all in. We have to be all in on ourselves and build up ourselves and get off of shaky ground within ourselves first before we can be all in with anything or anyone. No one, not even a partner who's trying, not even someone who's checking all the boxes, can really meet you very deeply if you are not solid within yourself or learning to be solid, okay? All right, so what all in is not? Let's get really clear on that. All in is not about proving yourself. It's not about getting louder and speaking more boldly. Sometimes it is, okay? Sometimes it is, but if it's coming from a place of fear and shakiness as a means to try to control or as a means to try to get validation, if that doesn't come back to us, we often go back to that shaky place within ourselves. Or even if it is met in a way with somebody else's strength, if it's not coming from strength within us, we may question it and back off of the thing that we said. Going all in on you does not mean doing more. It does not mean bending over backwards to fix what someone else broke. It does not mean that. It does not mean over-functioning. It means stopping, waiting for permission to be you. It means that you are stopping outsourcing your worth. It means you stop asking, what do they want me to be? And instead start asking, who do I want to be for me? Who do I want to be? What do I want? Okay, some signs that you're not all in on you yet. You might be stuck here in, half out energy. If, for example, you still scan your partner's behavior before you make your own choices. You're kind of hedging your bets. You're like, okay, this is the mood today. This is there's this tension. There's this thing that happened at work. So I'm kind of nervous to say anything. And you're holding yourself back. Now, I'm not suggesting just say whatever you want, whenever you want. There is wisdom in being caring about another person, right? Caring about the experience of somebody else. But how often are we holding ourselves back, waiting for the perfect moment that never comes? Feeling anxious most of the time and numb the rest of it. That's a sign that you're not all in on you. That's a sign that you're looking outside yourself for a measure of peace. You're looking for outside indicators that it's okay to feel safe inside, rather than learning how to feel safe inside and then looking at outside indicators to decide course of action, how to respond, things like that. Another sign you're not all in is you're exhausted by the thought of starting over, but you're also worn out from trying to stay, okay? Or if you're already out, you're out and either you're still resisting it or you are thinking that your glory days are over and there's nothing more for you, and you are focusing on your age and on what's lost, on all of those things, rather than looking at what you want to build. All right? It's okay if you resonate with any or all of these things. Please know that. Please know that's why I'm recording this. It's okay. Even in doing this, I'm like, mama, meaning me, mama, I need some work in that area. I need some work in that. Like, it's kind of an ongoing thing, but this is to help you assess where you're at, okay? It's okay if this is you. There's nothing wrong with you, okay? But in this space, you're likely carrying a painful belief that your healing has to wait until he or she figures it out, until I see if this person is totally changing like the way that they've always done things so I can feel safe again, until the relationship is more stable, until you know what to do, etc. Okay? The truth, though, is that nothing changes, not in you, not in your life, until you decide to go all in on yourself first. Circumstances may look different on the outside, but we carry ourselves and our patterns and our way of being with us wherever we are. Okay. I want you to think about a structure. Maybe let's call it a bridge. Okay. That there's this bridge and the bridge looks amazingly solid. Everybody's like, look at that beautiful, shiny bridge and how strong it is. And it's so beautiful. But what you can't see on the outside is that the internal structure of this bridge is faulty at best. That bridge actually is not real stable. That bridge was built in a hurry. It was built in a hurry to make money, in a hurry to, solve a problem of getting from one point to another. But that what was missed was the time and the presence and the commitment to building something sustainable over time, not just this quick fix to fix a problem right now. You can see where that's going. You can see over time what's going to happen to that bridge. We are the same. We want the quick fix. We want to know how this is going to go. We want to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. Thank you very much. And often sidestep or put on the very back burner the internal building that has to happen, the internal repair that has to happen. And that creates issues. So what happens when you do choose you? What changes for you is basically everything. Basically everything. When you choose to go all in on you, what happens is you start leading your life from a place of internal steadiness, a place of internal peace that's not contingent on what's going on around you. There's this sort of releasing of needing things to go a certain way for you to be okay. There's a sort of peace in going, I still kind of want it to go this way, but it doesn't have to go this way anymore. What happens as you start to do this work is your decisions get cleaner, your boundaries get clearer, your fear of loss gets smaller, and you get more energy back in your body, more like life force, feeling more like yourself. And from that place, we can take that energy and those resources and decide where we want to put them, where we want to say, I'm all in. Okay, it's not the other way around. It can't be the other way around. Where we say we're all in a relationship, in leaving a relationship, and going and building a life when we are constantly outsourcing how we feel on the inside. This is the most important work you can do. It is the most important work you can do. This is the work that transforms relationships. This is the work that lets our children know that they are actually safe because we can manage ourselves, because we can handle ourselves. And this is the work that I'm inviting you into. So I said that I had something at the end. I want to tell you about it. 3 times a year, I host a virtual retreat for all of my members inside my Get Your Life Back After Infidelity group. And on June 17th, I'm hosting my next virtual event. It's all day. And the theme is all in. We are going to spend the day learning, not just from me, but from other experts, workshopping, making a plan of exactly pen to paper what your all-in plan looks like, with help, with feedback, with discussion among the group. You are going to leave that day knowing what you are going to do to take good care of yourself in a way that you can sustain every single day, knowing that you are taking care of your own foundation and that all else will come from there. This is only available to people inside my group. This is the time. This is the time to go get your application in and get in the group so you can be there. Also, this new Telegram channel that I mentioned at the beginning of the call, this is free for everyone inside my group. It's free. You get access to it for as long as you are in that group. So go get your applications in, get in that call on June 17th. It will change your life. This is where we're drawing a line in the sand, my friends. This is where we're saying, this is what I am committing to no matter what. You will leave that day with that kind of commitment within yourself. You're going to leave feeling different than you have in a long time, clearer, stronger, ready, with a plan, not just, yeah, let's go. Like, I feel so good. And then you don't know what you're doing. And so you falter, right? This, you're going to leave with a plan. You're going to know exactly what you're going to be doing. You're going to know exactly what your all-in plan looks like and how you're going to follow through. Go get your applications in. Let's get you in there. Let's go all in, my friends. Thank you so much for being here, and I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for listening to the Heal from Infidelity podcast. If you would like to be kept in the know about upcoming free classes, new podcast episodes, and other ways of working with me, go subscribe to my weekly email. You can subscribe at AndreaGiles.com/lies-about-infidelity/. Again, it's AndreaGiles.com/lies-about-infidelity/. I will see you next time.